Welcome to the media.
Good morning to the four estates. Good morning to the Liberian people, and good morning to the private sector of the Republic of Liberia, both the Chamber of Commerce and the Liberian Business Association. And good morning to all my members of the Patriotic Entrepreneur of Liberia Cartel. Thank you.
Basically, tell us, how's the business community?
Well, the business community is bleeding a lot. The business community is now doing good, especially the Liberian private sector, the additional businesses.
Tell us, why the food system?
So I have 5 counts this morning. I would like to add it up 6, which of course is not on the document or the paper here this morning. One have to do with the liberalization policies. The liberalization policies is where Liberians should be the only one doing 100% retailer right. Retail is not foreigner. Foreigner should be in the store doing wholesale. Liberians should be the ones doing supply. But if you look around today, you see foreigners even in our communities doing CP. CP is where you give goods for credit for 3 months, 2 months, and etc. And the Liberians that pay for stores, market tables, shops are not making sales, and they are operating on bank loans. And it is a bad thing for us. We have been complaining this for the last 2 years under this regime, or going to 2 years under this regime, and nobody listened to us. And we'll be left with no choice than to do citizen arrest, because I have reached this to the attention of the Chamber of Commerce, who is responsible for foreign businesses, because we have foreigners going in our communities doing CP, doing credit, and they are not supposed to be doing that. I have reached that to the the president of the Liberian Chamber of Commerce. I reached it to the former commerce minister. I reached it to the justice minister. Currently, I reached it to the president of the Liberian Business Association as well. But nobody cared to do something about it. You cannot be in my country as investor. You're doing wholesale, you're doing retail, and you're trying to do supply at the same time. There is nothing being left for the indigenous businesses, and that is wrong. Because of that, our people are not able to pay the bank loans and etc. And nobody looking at that part of it. The debt code is not looking at that. Because people are not coming to the stores, to the market table, to the shops to buy, because people walking, we got foreigners, where people in the community walking to do survey, they're carrying pots, they're carrying dishes, they're carrying costume, they're carrying everything, TV, you name it. All the electronic appliances and all marketable things, they are carrying it to people do, or what men are carrying it to people doors to go do survey. We're saying no to that. If the government cannot look into it ASAP, like yesterday, we will have to do citizen arrest. We'll be left with no choice than to do citizen arrest. That is the first count. The second count is President Wycott. Since he took over, he haven't met with the Liberian private sector. And it's a prerequisite. Every president, when you get into office, in the first 21 days, you should meet with the additional businesses. President Wycott haven't met with the Liberian businesses. We don't have to protest for our president to sit with us. But if we will have to be left with that option, we will have no regret doing that. And we're going to do a peaceful protest, We will assemble at his residence. We will assemble at the mansion. We will assemble at Foreign Affairs for our president, the father of this land, to sit with us and talk to us to know what Liberian businesses, the challenges that we are facing, what we're going through, that make us to be spectators in our own economy. We are tired of being spectators in our own economy. Everything you see in this country today, most of the good things you see, I would say 85 or 90% or 95% of the good things you see today in our country is owned by foreigners. We can do better. We want to be empowered by our government. And there are so many things that the president can do if we sit with him and talk to him one-on-one. That's the second count. The third count, LRA, Liberia Revenue Authorities. It is true that you have to raise laws for revenue, but not at the detriment of the people. Our new LRA boss, Mr. Jara, have said to the president, the legislator, that he wants to raise $1 billion. You cannot raise $1 billion under this kind of atmosphere. There is no business going on. The LRA boss last year, November or December, put into full swing increasing taxes from 10% to 15%, from 15 to 20, from 10 to 12. Unknown to the Liberian private sector, unknown to the stakeholders. That is a violation. Before you do anything of such, you should have a dialogue with the stakeholders 3 to 6 months in advance before doing that. But the lawmaker and LRA went to where and signed a document in putting into hand bill or enacting a law to increase taxes. And we said no to that. We had a meeting with them last week at the Liberian Chamber of Commerce that we refuse it. They should go and revisit it, and we have to sit on it and rediscuss it before it can go into full swing. And it's not that we don't want government to raise revenue, but if you're raising revenue at the detriment of the citizen, who are the end user of these things that you're raising revenue on at Liberians? Who are the off-takers that take it, that buy it from the foreigners to go sell it at Liberians? And the businessmen don't want to lose. If I bring something that I sold to sell for $5, you make me pay $7 for it. I will sell it for $10 or $15. Who's going to suffer is the same citizen that elected this government into power. So we are asking Double Jala, we are asking His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Bwaka, Vice President, the legislature, from the upper house to the lower house, don't just look at the part of the budget that say increases money, bring more money. Look at the line, the clauses that affect your citizens. Look at the clauses in that budget that affect your citizen, not for you to just get money at the detriment of your citizen. Then the government is not doing well. If you are just looking at where you can get, looking at the impact of your citizen. That's why you see today, you see Liberian CEOs for the last 20, 30 years, they don't have nothing to show, but you see the Lebanese, the Indians, the Chinese, the Filipinos, and the Central store boss living better than the Liberian CEO for the last 15, 10, 20 years. We need to graduate. We need to change the dynamic. In changing the dynamic, the government should respect the Liberian private sector or the private sector of Liberia. Don't do things unilaterally and expect it to go down well with us. Most of the time when we sit and discuss these things, people see us to be troublemaker. We are not troublemaker, but the right thing should happen. Business people are not slaves to government. We are partners to government. We should be treated as such. We are tired of being spectators. That's the third one. The fourth one, I want to give gratitude to Freeport, the head of NPA, Sekou Duclet, for making GTMS METEC to remit 45 or 50% of the revenue being collected from them to government covers. Past administration, we didn't see that. At least some of those money will go for pharmaceutical drugs. It will go for other lawful things within the country or road projects. So it's a big gratitude from me, Dominic Nimlin, from the private sector, but we've been complaining that the money we're paying to GDMS or METEC, where is it going? Today, it starts with GDMS. Tomorrow, it should go to METEC. It should go to APN Terminal, where we want the APN Terminal D to be revoked or revisited as METEC. It shouldn't as GDMS or CTM. It shouldn't just stay with CTM. The deed that was done with APM Terminal should be revisited. They are not law and gospel in our country. But today, if you check, APM Terminal increased their taxes every 2 weeks or every month. And nobody dare say a word. I listened to Senator Snow saying that his worst regret was signing APM Terminal D. I listened to Senator Prince Moy saying it will not be business as usual when he was asking to become senator. What are you guys doing to right the wrongs that have been done to the Liberian people by the same you guys, the same people? I say the APN Terminal D should be revisited as CTN-D was revisited. I say a lot of company D should be revisited. You cannot be taking my gold and diamond, for example, that the mining company giving us 0.3% royalty. Where in the world you see that? You don't see it anywhere. Only in Liberia we see these things. We ask for it to be changed. It's not that we're trying to fight government. We want the right thing to happen in our country. I live in Africa for 15 years. In the 15 years I live in Africa, I work in logging companies. In those logging companies that I work in, before you cut one tree in that county or in that country, you will build hospitals, schools, roads, and etc. But it don't happen in Liberia. Just few people from the top collect chicken change, and then they sell the resources, they auction the resources of our country. We say it should stop. We cannot continue to be spectators in our country. You check here today, they bringing store ball, they bringing tire, bringing coke. Are you trying to tell me that abroad don't have coke? Just like what happened to USAID. USAID was taking $1.5 billion US. I don't say 1.5 million, $1.5 billion US. I quote President Trump for Liberia, just for Liberia. We need to find out that they are not spending good 10 million or 100 or 50 million or 100 million in this country. To the extent somebody thing they show that they're taking this money for, they send citation to my store in Single. The citation they sent to my store, when I read the citation, as the chair on trade and commerce for the Republic of Liberia for Liberian businesses, we are not in the know that they're doing training for businesses. And those are the reasons that they gave to the American government, the American taxpayer, that they are doing training, they are doing this other workshop that they just get stuck and take this millions, billions of dollars and share it among themselves. The white man can steal. The white man is a bigger role more than the black man. I'm saying it raw. Let people listen to it. You cannot take $1.5 billion and claim that you bring it to a country and you're not spending good $50 million. It's criminal. It should be well investigated. For how many years they have been taking $1.5 billion in the name of bringing money to Liberia, and we Liberia don't feel the impact of this money. I have walked all of more than 7 of their meetings. And I told them we cannot be doing the same thing years after years. You just call them workshop and giving snacks. I said it. I walked all of the meeting more than 7 times. The president of the Food Business Association, Mohammed Maja Barry, we walked all of the meetings so many times. We are not stupid. We are not fools. You cannot be taking $1.5 billion, saying you're bringing money to infuse into the budget or into the nation, and you're taking that money back to go buy yourself a private island, buying yourself a private jet, buying luxury village in Dubai and other places, at the detriment of the Liberian people. We say no to that. We tire with it. And another thing that is going on, they started doing Manasadi regime that we're taking low in this country. We're not saying anything. Is the Burkinabes in our forests. It was first in Grenadiers. They harassed the Grenadiers. Today, the Burkinabes have make farms in Grenadiers, in Liberia, and they take those produce out of Liberia unknown to the Liberian government. They have roads in the forest. You don't know what they're bringing in Liberia. You don't know what they're taking out of Liberia. They have manned themselves. And I can assure our government in Liberia, Boko Haram will soon start in Liberia anytime sooner. They have moved to Nima County. But the Nimadians, they don't take joke. They don't make joke or anything. If you follow and do your due diligence, you will find out that they have been doing it in Nima. They have been carried to Greenville and Harper. The Burkinabes, they pass through the bush to enter those countries in Liberia. It's a national security issue. The Justice Minister and others should do something about it. They should deploy people in the various counties. It's scary. It's scary. Pretty soon we'll hear people doing Boko Haram in Liberia, and they are mapping our forest, building their bases there, and training people there. You will not know until it starts. You will start sitting down here in Liberia and see the same thing happening in Nigeria. People bombing the place, bombing the other place. Our government should wake up. Our government should wake up. The Liberian private sector, we tired being spectators. We tired being spectators. We are not slaves to government. We are partners to government. We should be respected. We should be trusted. We should work together to make the right thing to happen in our country. We are not slaves to government. Thank you.
Okay, so three questions, right?
Yeah, question.
From your explanation, you talk about citizen arrest. I'm concerned. Who are you going to arrest?
We are going to arrest the foreigners, the foreign businesses, those white people that come to our country, going around doing CP, doing crediting goods, while making people to not come to our stores for us to make sure we take bank loans. Liberians take bank loans. Our big problem in Liberia as Liberian own businesses is access to finance. It's an open secret that where Dominic Nimne from Patel came up with the Liberian Business Association and other world organizations in Liberia, president of all organizations, the Tailor Union, the Rubber Association, the motorcyclists, the marketeers, we came together requesting from Manasadi government to George Weah government, President Weah government, former President Weah government, requesting the government to loan off $50 million at the interest rate of 3 to 5%, at the payback time to 3 to 5 years. And they've been refusing. We are asking and sending the invitation and this request to President Black and His Excellency to do this for us. We don't want this money free. We're going to pay back. And we'll use this money to improve the life of the Liberian private sector or Liberian allies.
Okay, you talk about the NPA, you lavish praises on the NPA managing director, but you did not tell us how his new policy or regulation has impacted Liberian-owned businesses.
His new policy and regulation is something that we're going to do our due diligence. We have problem with some things that we are discussing as we speak. The old net charges on trucks. Don't think that he's saying no. It's not free for our work. It's not free. The old net charges, what APN Terminal doing to us as Liberian-owned businesses, because they are the one that contracted those companies, APN Terminal, through the government.